of the time, those things are just selling you a bunch of overconsumption. They're not actually teaching you how to be that girl. You're not becoming that girl. You're becoming broke and in debt. Welcome to the first video on the 20s Talks Unspoken Truth channel. 20s Talks, The Unspoken Truth is a podcast where I talk all things 20s, how to better yourself, self improvement, lifestyle, all that good stuff. This has been going on already for quite some time on just audio versions only, like Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast. There was no video version, but I thought, why not make a video version as well for some variety? It's a little bit extra work, but I'm not scared of some extra work. So, yeah, and then that's out of the way. Topic I'm going to be talking about today is overconsumption, especially on social media. More importantly, not more importantly, but more specifically, overconsumption on sites like TikTok. Now, first and foremost, a lot of people don't know what overconsumption is, but overconsumption, it basically just refers to the excessive consumption of goods and services that is just beyond what is necessary for basic needs. That's a basic definition. Now, overconsumption and TikTok, I'm starting to see a trend, or it's really starting to go hand in hand, especially nowadays. And I think that there's a lot of ways as to how TikTok kind of overconsumption has kind of become popular on TikTok. For one, I think because of the TikTok, the algorithm, everybody talks about the algorithm all the time, but like it is true, like the algorithm on TikTok is designed to keep you on the app for longer, more dopamine. It just wants to keep you on the app for as long as possible, which is a lot of the algorithm theme for most social media sites. They want to keep you on the site as long as humanly possible. That's how they're making money. They're making money off people being on their sites. They show you content that is I tailored for you, like your TikTok for you page. That's just to keep you on there for longer and longer, just to keep you hooked. And then that's in itself, that's already one thing. But now, trends, viral trends, challenges, all that stuff. Now, that's where overconsumption has started to really show its snake head and kind of rear its head and kind of show all the issues that's going on. Like, you have all these. Let me not even get. Let me not even get started on all the stupid trends that I see on TikTok. That I'm just like, you know what? I don't even understand how people fall for stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I don't blame them if that's all they're exposed to all the time, over and over and over again. But overconsumption, a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but it's something that's negatively affecting a lot of young adults today. Like, I don't know why people don't want to talk about it, but it's very relevant. It's affecting us heavily nowadays. It's very important because it impacts your financial well being, it impacts your mental well being, it impacts the environment as well. Sustainability, there's a lot of downsides to overconsumption that a lot of people are not seeming to see, or they're just blatantly ignoring it. I want to first talk about, like, how does overconsumption manifest in different aspects of our lives, especially on platforms like TikTok. So overconsumption shows a lot, especially on an app like TikTok, when you see shopping hauls, paid collaborations, the Amazon storefront, and even PR, because brands be sending all these influencers packages, ample and ample and ample of packages. There's this one TikTok I saw, she popped up. She literally had a garage full of just PR stuff, just PR. And I think she said it took her like a couple of weeks to open her PR packages that she had gotten over the past month alone. It's just absolutely ridiculous. There is no need for one human to possibly need all those things. There's absolutely no need for all of that. So these brands too, they're fueling this overconsumption problem as well in as much as the individuals are doing it themselves. Even you see all these sponsored posts, TikTok are paying people to promote stuff. TikTok Shop is something that is now heavy on the platform. So all that leads to an increase in more sponsored content and a high level of consumerism, that luxury lifestyle content. Like all of that plays hand in hand to the bigger issue as to what's going on, because all these increased sponsored content, you're seeing it. I can almost guarantee you there's no way that you're not scrolling on your TikTok for you page. You're going to see an ad every 4 to 5 scrolls. Why has overconsumption become so much popular on TikTok specifically? In my opinion, I think overconsumption has rose on TikTok specifically because due to several factors. For one, like I mentioned, the algorithm, the TikTok algorithm, it prioritizes, engaging content, visually appealing content, which often includes, videos showing you shopping hauls, luxury lifestyle stuff. These types of content, they can attract, they attract attention. Let's be honest. When you see those haul videos, those luxury lifestyle haul videos, like it's going to garner attention because it's aesthetically pleasing. Not, I mean, it is aesthetically pleasing to the eye. It looks pretty. Everything looks very put together. It's very prettified. So that is going to garner attention, which will also generate views, which then leads the creators to produce more of that style of content. So it's just a constant circle because clearly, if they see that this type of video is getting attention, it's getting views, it's getting likes, they're obviously gonna make more stuff like that. Like it's common human psychology. Follow People are gonna follow what works. If they see that making content like this is what's gaining them traction, what's gaining them followers, what's gaining them likes, they're gonna keep doing content like that. So it's an endless cycle of that. Like it's just a constant cycle because they're not gonna stop. They're making money off of you people. I'm sorry to say, they're making money off of you. Who doesn't like money? They're gonna keep going. Additionally, as well, TikTok's format too, it's quick and easy for visual consumption, making it a very ideal place to kind of show people like material possessions, consumer goods in a more, visual stimulating way. So like TikTok trends, TikTok challenges, office siren, cottage core, mob boss wife. The TikTok trends and TikTok challenges, they really need to be studied. These trends, like people see stuff like that and they want, oh my God, okay, I need to buy this, I need to buy that, I need to buy that, I need to buy that. Like all these trends too, they're fueling the underlying problem, all this excessive buying of things. And then you have the popularization of sites like Timu or Temu, Shein, Zafu, Cider. Like I don't people don't really talk about those because Shein and Temu have kind of taken over the fast fashion business. But all those kind of sites, they're now gaining in popularity as well, especially Timu or Temu. There's no time that I'm on TikTok that I do not see one of those like sponsored Temu shopping halls where they have like it's a gigantic box and they're just dumping it like, oh, unbox my Temu haul. I don't even want to comprehend how much all those stuff weighs. All these sites, they're making money off of all of this. So they're going to keep pushing out their sponsored content. They do not care about you. They don't care about your wallet. They care about their bottom line. They don't care about yours. They're going to be pushing out all this sponsored content regardless. So it just comes down to personal critical thinking too. A lot of people seem to lack guided wisdom. Furthermore, as well, on TikTok, the kind of nature where people show, like I mentioned, they show their lifestyles, they show their possessions to their audience. And then those people watching it, they feel the need to, even if it's subconscious, you watch people with these videos, like even if you're thinking to yourself, oh, I don't need that, I don't need that. But then the more you consume stuff like that, even on a subconscious level, you start to all of a sudden you want these things when you never even had them in your mind before. Even when this whole Stanley mug issue, when they came, like there's no reason why somebody needs 50 Stanley cups just in different colors for that Stanley cup collection, or they be having restock my Stanley cup. Is that not a problem? Like Stanley Cup has become like a cult now. It's just a glorified sippy cup. Pantry restock, clean with me, fridge restocks. Guys, let us be guided. Please let us be guided. These clean talks or clean with me TikToks, I'm going to put a pin on this and do another episode on this because y'all are on some BS. I am the amount of things that I have seen people doing clean with me, the amount of chemicals that you're mixing, you've poured 50 chemicals to clean the toilet. There's no sort of ventilation. The window's not open. The door is shut. You've locked yourself in there. You've made some sort of chemical weapon to clean the toilet. The influencers, when they're leaking stuff in the Amazon storefront, they're making money from that. So when somebody is high telling you like, oh, this product is so good, da 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 da, it's best for my restock, my fridge restocks, da 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 da, it's linked to my Amazon storefront. They're making money off of that, so they're not gonna not sell you something that's making them money. All this Amazon storefront, I've never bought anything from anyone's Amazon storefront. I will go to Amazon and search it myself. I'm not buying anything off anyone's storefront. I'm so sorry. Now, these clean with me TikToks or these pantry restocks, these fridge restocks, I get it. They are very aesthetically pleasing because it's very ASMR filled as well. I've seen some fridge restock videos that it's just absolutely insane. You've taken out orange juice that came in the carton to put it inside another form of plastic, which then goes into another form of plastic, which you put in the fridge. It's just excessive waste. And then you even have all these like perishable items. You guys are taking it out of the packaging to put in these aesthetically pleasing packaging to put in the fridge. But then you don't even know when the best buy date is. When the use before date, you don't know. You've taken it out of the original packaging. And I know you guys are not keeping those boxes. You're not taking notes of when everything's best buy date is. You throw that away to then put it in your aesthetically pleasing container and then put that in the fridge. You don't even know when it expires. And even pantry stuff. Like I've seen a lot of pantry restock. Like it is very aesthetic and it's good if you live alone or you don't have kids or you don't have pets. A lot of the time when you get like laundry stuff, detergent, liquids, all that kind of stuff, a lot of them have childproof locks for a reason because they do not want children to get in because it's poisonous. You take it out of that childproof packaging to then put it into just a tub that anyone can twist open. Like surely, and then you guys are not even putting it in a place that's like, okay, if I have a child or if I have dogs, I have pets that they cannot easily reach. I put it in the very bottom shelf of your laundry room where anyone can reach with a toe even. Come on, guys. Like I'm watching these clean with me's and it's like it is visually appealing. It's very satisfying, especially the ASMR stuff. But then I just can't help but think of all the other stuff that's completely wrong with what's going on here. Like I just can't. Like even those clean with me's, those pantry restocks, ice restocks, ice restocks. People are restocking different types of ice, coffee ice, strawberry ice, mango, and this ice, all in these 20 plus ice cube trays to make all these aesthetically pleasing ice. Guys, two is enough. But you see where I'm getting at with this, all these types of trends, like they're just fueling this problem of overconsumption heavily because what happens when you watch stuff like that? Oh my god, that's so nice. If you're not very strong willed, you end up seeing yourself adding to cart on Amazon. Just add to cart. Especially now with Amazon fast shipping. You could order something today, it's at your doorstep by the end of the day, sometimes if you're lucky. Themed baths are something that I've started to see now on TikTok that I am so confused. I saw a period theme bath a couple of weeks ago and I was in shock. Genuinely, when I saw that, I thought it was like a prank. And then ever since I saw that, I've been seeing a lot of more like themed baths, like cereal themed baths with milk and pool noodles cut into circles to look like fruity pebbles or whatever. Let's be guided, please. How long are you planning on laying in your period blood for? Because when you're getting in there, how long are you planning on laying in there that you need a whole Netflix setup? You need snacks, which people, I don't even know why people eat in the toilet. You need snacks, red LED lights to set the mood. There's something I want to talk about that a lot of people are not seeming to understand as well, because I'm seeing a lot of, the de-influencing culture, or this de-influencing trend that's now popping up. But a lot of you people are not thinking about what you're actually doing. This person is telling you, okay, don't buy this instead. You're still buying something. They're not de-influencing you from anything. They're just influencing you to buy something else. That's what they're doing. Or even, you know, in an effect to try and cut all the fast fashion, all the buying of excessive clothing, all that stuff. People tell you thrift instead, which is a good thing. Like going thrifting, buying stuff, secondhand. That's also a good thing. But people don't seem to understand also that there can be overconsumption as well when you're thrifting. Because I've seen some thrifting videos that people, you might as well just have went to a store and bought all those things. I have seen some thrifting videos that they're very, very questionable. But a lot of people they don't stop to think about what they're actually doing. They just do, oh, this is better for the environment or whatever. So then they do it. But when you're overdoing it, it's still leading to the same problem. You can still overdo the thrifting. So there's a lot of overconsumption that's seeping into different areas that people are not aware of. Book talk too. There is no reason why you need 200 books when you're not a collector, you're not. There's a lot of overconsumption as well because people just buy books for collecting, but you're not even buying them to read. You're just buying them to collect. You read a couple pages, you put it in the shelf. Next, on to the next one. You read a couple pages from a scene you saw on TikTok with some thirst trap music about some mafia guy. You read that scene, put the book away. On to the next one. You read that scene, put the book. Next, you've bought 50 books, and books aren't cheap either. So there's a lot of overconsumption that's seeping into different aspects. It also can tend go down to the basic stuff, books, all that stuff. That also leads down to overconsumption. There's already a lot of people on the, let's get rid the fast fashion bandwagon, but it is one of the main one of the main places that we're seeing the issue of overconsumption kind of come through is through like fast fashion. You have sites like Shein, AliExpress, all these sites that they're making money like off these things that they're selling, but the workers that are making these items are severely underpaid. They're very malnourished. It's not a very sustainable way of living. Just trying to buy stuff that's more sustainable, even though it's more expensive, but it serves you better in the long run. There's no reason why you need to buy a new outfit for every occasion, which is something that have to train my mind out of. Like I have stuff in my closet. I'm going to wear my stuff. I don't need a new outfit for a new trip. I get a few outfits, I wear the stuff Even though, you're buying them from expensive sites, but they are more sustainable in the long run. So I would just say, just guys, just even if you can get a good jacket or just pieces of clothing that like even if they are from a more expensive brand, but they're gonna last you more in the long run. It's better to buy something once off and it lasts you for years and years than to keep buying the same thing over and over again, but just on cheaper sites. Because when you compare how much you're spending, you might as well just have used all that money to buy something worth the quality, something more durable from a more, you know, from a more respectable side, I guess. Something else I also wanted to mention as well, especially on TikTok with the whole TikTok made me buy it trend, which is just another form of, retail therapy. People can't seem to differentiate their needs from their wants. Oh my god, you need this. If you didn't need it before you watched that video, then you don't need it. Somebody telling you need this doesn't mean you actually need it. Like, people don't seem to understand that. When you see all these videos, oh my god, you absolutely need this tripod, or you need this. If you didn't need it before you were on the site, you sure as hell don't need it now that you're on there. Another thing I also wanted to mention as well that we're not often thinking about is a lot of these soft girl life. I'm I'm really trying to thread carefully here, but you guys are not seeing like I said, like I see things more analytically. Like I'm not seeing things I'm seeing things more like thinking about what's actually going on behind the scene. A lot of these soft life, it girl, luxury lifestyle, living girl, whatever trend they're calling it, a lot of the time, those things are just selling you a bunch of overconsumption. They're not actually teaching you how to be that girl. You're not becoming that girl. You're becoming broke and in debt. Analyze this video that you're watching. You have, skincare routine. So nobody needs 50 steps for that skincare routine. These people are just selling you all these serums, all these things. Like you don't even know if it's good for your skin. I've seen a video of a girl mixing all her serums together into a tube, like at least 20 plus serums into one tube, to then use that to apply. So she has all her serums of the day. For one, you're already mixing chemicals that God knows they do not mix well together. They do not belong with each other. Two, your skin doesn't need all that stuff. It doesn't need 20 plus serums, 9 moisturizers, 4 eye creams, then 17 SPFs, and then your face mist. Your skin doesn't need all of that. Like, when you guys are actually watching these videos, just analyze what you're actually watching. Gotten to a point that it's just absolutely ridiculous now. It's absolutely ridiculous now. And I've done all this talking about overconsumption. It's bad, or whatever. But at the end of the day, like I don't want to leave it on a negative note. Like there are ways to kind of resolve your overconsumption habits anyway. Like when you see stuff online, you're watching stuff online, you kind of need to practice mindful spending. If you're watching something, and what I do personally, if I'm watching a video, I'm watching TikTok or whatever, and I'm seeing that, oh, this thing that is being promoted to me, I'll think about it for a couple of days. When I'm starting to find myself want something that I've seen online, like, okay, do I actually need this? Instead of just adding to cart immediately to get that instant satisfaction, that instant gratification, I think about it for a couple of days. Like, do I actually need it? And a lot of the time, the answer is no. Like, I always do that, or I add it to my cart and then I leave it for a couple of days and I come back and be like, do I actually need this? A lot of the time, I just close that window. I don't end up buying all these things. So that's one thing that can help you kind of resolve your overconsumption spending habits. It's to just be more mindful of what you're spending and why you're buying stuff. Like, do you want this thing, or do you need it, or is it just something that you want to get because you want it? Buy quality over quantity. If you're spending money on a good quality item, chances are you're going to get more uses out of that item. So if you're spending money on stuff that has a bit more better quality, that kind of also helps as well. And so, like, if you can also support sustainable brands, choose brands that are prioritizing, more ethical practices, because I know Shein is not the most ethical places to shop from. So you can support more sustainable brands. That can kind of help as well to create more mindful spending habits. You don't need all that stuff. You do not need all that stuff. No, you don't need it. So, hope you guys enjoyed this first video episode of the podcast, I guess. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And if you just want to listen to the podcast on its own without video, it is on like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all that stuff as just the audio version. But like I said, why not do a video version as well? Like, anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and follow and bye.